the Kerr guy here has a friend, and those two guys pulled up on us in Prismix about 7 days ago, and we were all there, like everyone was there, and we were still kind of fucking a little bit heated about the situation, but not like at all really. We were just kind of talking about it, and Fox was super angry, and we were there, we were yapping, and then Kerr gets invited, and then fucking he invites his friend, and then they fill him in on all this shit. And because Onyx is like, well, I'm friends with Kerr, or I think it probably wasn't Onyx, but that's the person who I believe it was. But whoever was friends with Kerr, God, I hope not. Either way, whoever was friends with them, I don't remember. That's my bad. But whoever is friends with them invited Kerr, and they're like, guys, this is Kerr. Wait, I think it was Fox. Never mind. Cut that off. It was Fox. So Fox was like, hey guys, this is my good friend Kerr. It's been a minute. They knew like Shadow and Yandere and Purple and shit, and they're like pretty tough. So like, you know, hey, say hi to Kerr, guys. I was like, oh, what's good? Hey, what's good? You know. So he joined, and then they were like telling everyone about the fucking drama with you and all that, and then his friend joined, and we had to re-explain it, and we're like, oh, okay, so like, why are they here? Oh, just hanging out. I was like, oh, okay. And Fox like kind of distanced himself halfway through. I was like, oh, dog, you good? And then they just started talking about talking about their relationship a little bit, and I was like, yeah, so you totally noticed how Kerr was like being a little bit, come on, give me more information, like, you know. He's like, yeah, I saw, you see? And I'm like, yeah, okay, listen, so you understand how he's acting, right? I'm like, yeah. So, because like they join, they're like, what's going on? Oh yeah, Shadow was always in, Purple was always so and so. They weren't bad people. I think they were pretty chill. I don't know what's going on. So it's like just wanting more information. They were trying to feed from us. And then Fox drifts away for that reason. The next day I talked to him about Kerr and the other guy, and he's like, oh, I did notice that. I don't know what we got going on here. And I'm like, I think we got two snakes, so we're keeping them away from the picture for now. And I'm like, okay. So we're like not really trying to talk to Kerr or that other guy, or at least tell them about information, because like they deadass seem like some snakes. They were deadass like trying to like feed off of us, I think.
Probably was Kerr, or
I don't know.
Who the fuck was else there? Probably was.
I believe it was mainly Kerr.
Probably one of the people sending that group to investigate me with that shit. So, man.
I have no idea who was sent to investigate you or any of that at all. I just know that those two were oddly suspicious. I figured that thing out. People were sent to investigate you and shit like 3 days ago, and I haven't really gotten any other information on it, so I'm kind of just here in the dark trying to help whoever.
Well,
right
I'm innocent. So, you said this was Onyx, right? This was mostly Onyx's idea.
Like yeah. Sorry, English. Basically, yeah. Onyx and a little bit of Fox. And me, Minty, and Axel were all like, well, I mean, they're not really a pedophile. It's just like, it is. I was the one who was less on your side because I was tired. And I was like, well, I mean, sure, I guess you can look at it like that. But I mean, it's just like, I'm like, because Axel was like, well, I mean, just because they're hanging out with 13-year-old doesn't mean
if I
like
was in that situation, I would probably do the same shit. But, I mean, if literally what I told them, T-Fox has given consent, I've given consent, he's at the age of consent, it was consensual, so it happened. And it was always consensual. If he had a problem with it, he would have told me to stop. But there was no problem, because he kept going, are you okay with this? And I would say yes. And then I would say, are you okay with this? And then he would say yes. And it's both verbal and on text messages, which was my evidence. So it's like, you can't really call me a pedophile if you were consenting to it. And then the Flash part,
I mean, Flash was my VR kid.
That, yeah. I said it in front of T-Fox. Flash was my VR son. And I considered him like a fucking kid, because I saw him like, you know, getting picked on by a bunch of older kids, and I was like, oh, it's okay. I'm here for you. I'm just gonna talk to you like a mother would. Don't let them bully you. And you know, that was the relationship. even Axel said it, that it was more, well, Axel said it was more like a sister-brother bond. Because I kind of, my sister, my IRL sister, my birth sister, she's 12 and Flash is 13. So that's where I was like, you know, he really reminds me of my sister. But and
your story here reminds me of 2 years ago. Someone who was only a year younger than me. I was like, I wanted to adopt them because their VR chat family was fucking ass and their real family was even worse. And that VR chat family was like having so much drama around them. That family was the one with my first mentor, and their best friends, that family is best friends with my best friend, Dave Miller. So, and like, all three of us were close. We're really fucking close, and we just got back together recently, and we're like fucking never letting go again, you know? And back then it was like, oh damn, bro, you good? And this fucking, well, it was like 12-year-old, I think, 12. They were like, dude, I'm like so fucking angry, and they explained how like their whole family is like falling apart at the time, and it was like, dude, Moon is trying their best, and whatever the fuck his name was isn't giving them enough attention. The other kids don't get on much, and they don't really try to help at all. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And they're like, I wish I could be adopted by someone else, not because I don't like anyone in the family, but just because, so I can feel a little bit better and still know them. And I'm like, oh, that's understandable. And I was gonna try to like adopt them, but one, I didn't know what I was doing. But that wouldn't have really stopped me. That one doesn't really matter too much, I guess. And two, I mean, like, I don't even remember their name anymore. But that kid, they reminded me so much of Moon. And Moon is a fucking awesome person. And you remind me of Moon. Okay? Right? Like, Moon is fucking interstellarly awesome. And I can't put into words how great they are. So they reminded me of her. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I adopt them. Me and him, we get close. Link him up closer with Dave. We come together as a group, and we help Moon get out of this. And everyone's happy. But that family fucking exploded into a million goddamn pieces. And now, but the husband, Moon, and they have 2 kids now. I think it's only 2 kids now. They had like 5 kids, now there's only 2. I don't think that one kid, I don't remember what happened with him, but they're still in contact, so I can ask about it next time. It'd be fucking tough though, not even.
Flash is my 3rd VR kid that I've had in VR. My first 2 VR kids, they were best friends. I'm no longer in contact with them, and I'll explain why. I had a son and a daughter. The son was like, we were chill. I saw him. He was like having trouble. He was kind of suicidal, and I was like, okay, I'll give you that motherly thing, because his mother was absent from his life, like his IRL mother. And I was like, I got you. You know, I can do that for you. I was a mother to my sisters. I will do that for you. And he was 17. And we were like, you know, decent. And then he comes up to me and he goes, hey, you have a daughter now. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you have a daughter now. I'm like, okay. And I come to find it, she's 14. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, if you guys are chill, it's fine. The falling, we were okay. They were kind of crazy. It was more so I would sit there, and he was in full body, so he would kind of just like move up and just sit on my shoulder and just do all of that shit. And the daughter would just come up and like sit next to me. We would always sit in front of a mirror, and it would always be their friend group. And then when Cryptic got on, or Shadow or Yandere, I would dip, because I would only hang out with them while I'm waiting, and then if they wanted to join, they would join. You know, I wouldn't mind that. That's kind of the relationship that I had with you guys. Like, I'll join you guys whenever I had nobody else to hang out with, and then I'll get to that part later. It was a comment that I heard that Onyx made, and it pissed me the fuck off. But what was it? Shit. Sorry. Oh yeah, but my son brought in, or that my ex-son brought in a couple of his friends. They all heard my voice. They all found out I was 19. and him and his friends were making me really uncomfortable, saying constantly, it was like an everyday thing. It wasn't like a one time and done. I would have thought it was a one time and done, but they were begging and yelling and asking, can you groom me? Can you groom me? Can you, touch me? Groom me? And I'm like, guys, no. I'm over here thinking, oh, they're just kids, they're joking around. No, they just keep going. And I'm like, guys, I will fucking block you. And they even were like, oh, groom me, I'll give you VR chat plus, just groom me, please, it's my last year to be groomed. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And obviously, I've been raped, so I'm like, I understand that these kids are like fucking asking for that shit, but it's like, what the fuck? Why would you ask for that shit? And I was talking to my son, and I'm like, I don't like your friends. I don't want to be anywhere near them. That was fucked up. And I don't want you joking around with that shit, because I will fucking block you. And he goes, okay, fine. And, I tell them the story about Cryptic, and I tell them how Cryptic cheated on me, and how, we're still in love and everything, and that we're trying to figure things out, because this is when me and Cryptic were kind of having problems. This was before I met you guys, obviously. But
with the universal shit, yeah.
And sorry, I'm trying to think still.
It's okay.
And they were kind of just like, they were insulting him, and it pissed me off. My bad. They were like, hey, Mom, you could do better. Why don't you break up with this nigga? You should You should go be a ratchet asshole, girl. You deserve to be on the fucking streets and go live your life. Open your legs, open that pussy, and go get railed by a bunch of fucking men. I'm like, what the fuck? You are 14 and you are 17 telling me to go get fucked by a bunch of strangers where I can get STDs from. What the fuck are you talking about? And so I was like, you know what? I'm done. I told Cryptic what happened. I blocked them. Cryptic joined them. He yelled at them, talked to them. He's like, guys, that was really fucked up. And then he also blocked them and moved on from their lives. After that, I was like, I'm done with kids. But then, obviously I met Flash, and I was like, he's getting bullied. And I felt bad, because obviously the first time I met him, I fucking hated him, because all I knew was what T-Fox told me, that he's just an asshole. But then the more that I got to know him, I saw that he was just a really... I don't know if you guys noticed, or if you guys have noticed, but whenever he's away from almost all of the group, and I think it's specifically some of you people, when he's away from you guys, he's really chill, he's really laid back, he doesn't talk as much, he's not crazy, he doesn't insult or anything, he's just, he's a kid. Obviously he does stupid shit every now and then, but we all do that. And he doesn't do anything like crazy, like, that the group portrays it to be. And I've noticed that he only does that in the group because he wants to try and fit in with you guys, and that's why I was like, yeah, you can be my kid. He acts crazy, he copies shit from you guys, he's just trying to fit in. And I felt bad because T-Fox was always like, Flash, we're gonna kick you out. And then I found out that day, after the accusations, that I was like ish about coming back, coming to apologize and everything. But after I found out that they kicked Flash out of the group, that shit pissed me the fuck off even more, because I'm like, how the fuck can you kick out somebody that was trying to be a kid? He's just rage baiting you guys out of for fun. Y'all could have just kicked him from the world, but you kicked him out of the group in general instead of having a second conversation with him. I'm pretty sure if T-Fox fucked up, he would have had so many fucking chances, because y'all would just talk to him. But because Flash is new to the group and because he's younger, he gets treated shitty. Like, come on. That's like,
Well, I mean, it wasn't new, but yeah. It wasn't too new, I suppose. But, I mean, I get what you mean.
Yeah. But that's how I saw it. But yeah, no, that's my VR chat families. Other than that, I've never been a daughter. I've never been, someone's sister. None of that. I've always just been a mom.
Yeah, I'm sick of shit.